Mithrulara Bandhulara, welcome to South Asia Maps. This is an education channel and your presenter Dr. J. Reddy, Joggari Tirupati Reddy. The uniqueness of South Asia Maps education channel is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy will try to share his passion of Indology, global systems and human ecology. The uniqueness is all the concepts, ideas of abstract concepts, ideas will be represented in the iconographic picturesque map formats. That is the uniqueness so that the interested audience can grasp them and understand them, enjoy them very easily. Today we are continuing our human ecology series, human ecology predicament series. This is part 138. The title of the presentation is the planet Earth. The title of the presentation is the planet Earth human load on the planet Earth, that is the ecological load, and how the human load, ecological load on the planet Earth is correlated or related to human prosperity or human wealth or human living standards. After this presentation, you will get a very good clarity. This is a non-traditional norm, that is the ecological perspective, ecological paradigm, the way of thinking, looking at the things differently compared to the old, outdated socio-political economic paradigms where they will be talking about the GDP and all those things. Excuse me, Mitranam, for my allergies. And all these ecological series I have posted. Today we are talking about 138 presentation. Human load, the load of Homo sapiens, Homo Colossus, that is the ecological load on the planet Earth and human prosperity, living standards. And the previous presentations I am showing you here for your clarity. If you have not looked at my presentations before, and like that you can look all of the presentations. Where you can look or find them is South Asia Maps JRD, and I have more than 800 videos. I have recorded this in the May 2025. There are round about 800 videos. I have partitioned them in round about 70 or so playlists. You can pick and choose the playlist of your choice. South Asia Maps JRD. Coming back to our presentation, planet Earth, human load, ecological load. I will go over these icons and I will explain them so that the things will be very clear. Here you can see a donkey. The donkey carrying the bags, the rice bags or so, that's the load. Let's say the donkey can comfortably carry uh, 2 bags forever, that means for a long time. And if you put the 3 bags there, it feels a little discomfort. If you put 4 or 5, it carries for some time and collapses and it damages the health well-being of the donkey. That means we can say carrying capacity of this donkey to carry the weight is, let's say, 2. That means the donkey has a carrying capacity surplus. Still it can carry one more. When the carrying capacity gets saturated, maybe it can carry 3. After some time 4, if you put 5 or 6, it can carry for some time. But that is called phantom carrying capacity. That means you have overloaded it, it cannot carry it permanently. The definition of the carrying capacity, here I put it CCP, will be calling like that in the entire this presentation, is the ability of a donkey or a habitat or a planet Earth. Habitat is a region, a district or a province or a state, a country, continent, planet Earth itself. To support the number of people here permanently, the adjective permanently is very, very important. That That's the carrying capacity. The load here, the load and carrying capacity. When we take the donkey here, that load we represented bags or rice bags or wheat grain bags and so on. You take the planet Earth, its carrying capacity. The load is the human load. Here we are ignoring the rest of the flora and fauna. So take for example the planet Earth. This is 8000 BCE. Why 8000 means that is the demarcation. That is the time, that is the before the dawn of agriculture, farming, domestication of plants, domestication of animals, animal husbandry, crop husbandry. Before that, very few people lived in the planet Earth. So 8000 BCE, before the common era, 8 million people. Very easy to remember. Now, 2025, we have 8 billion people. How do you remember is take a globe and this is one globe, put the other globe on the top of that, you get 8. You remember that 8 is very easy. Before 8000 BCE, 8 million humans lived on the planet Earth. Now, 2025, 8.2 billion. You round it up to 8 billion. That means 8 million to 8,000 million people live here. So, this is the 8,000 BCE. Why I have put 1500 CE means at the time the Europeans, the old world, they made navigations discoveries, landed on the new world, that is North America, Central America, that is the Latin America. I have not shown the Polynesia, Australia and New Zealand here, you can assume that. So at that time, the population of the planet Earth is 500 millions. That means Earth still has a carrying capacity surplus. Most of the people lived a subsistence level, bare 2500 kilocalories of energy, a small house, and shelter, so on. So that is 1500, you chop off 1, you get 500. This is the estimate, remember. 1818, that is the Third Anglo-Maratha War or the Battle of Waterloo in Britain and Europe. Homo sapiens, just industrialization started there. 1818, I rounded up the figure. You may see little difference in different sources, so I made it easier for you. 1 billion people lived on the planet Earth. That means 500 to double the population. And after the end of European War or World War, 2 billion people lived on the planet Earth. We can say that is the carrying capacity saturation on the planet Earth. The 1974 population again doubled to 4 billion. 2023-24 population again doubled to 8 billion. The general rule, the human load on the planet Earth refers to the resources energy consumption. That is the load in the form of humans you are putting on the planet Earth. The impact of human activities, the load include. That means humans today, previously humans, subsistence humans, Homo sapiens used to exude only normal biological exudates, easy to clean. Now humans exudate, emit into the environment as a part of their industrial activities such as carbon dioxide, methane gas, and so on, the industrial waste, pollutants and plastic bags. Atmosphere has to clean them. This is called exosomatic metabolite extrusion. That is also part of load. There is a higher load. So in general, more humans and less humans on Earth. There are less humans here, 1 billion, 2 billion. More humans on the Earth is less economic prosperity, less living standards. More humans. Whereas the less humans on the earth means more economic prosperity, more living standards. Very simple. If you take the planet Earth, if you are going to dump more and more people, 1 billion, 2 billion, 9 billion, 10 billion, you have to share less and less resources. The economic standard, the living standard automatically has to go down. Whereas if you have less people on the planet Earth, their economic standards will be better. That means you have the plenty of the land, plenty of the ecosystem. You have like a 10, 20 acres of the land. You just go and show the crops and just to do basic weed and come back, you have still plenty of the food to eat, and so on. So here I represented, this is the 8 billion human beings around about 2023, 24. So this is the population pump on the planet Earth. I have put 8 human icons here to say each around about 10 million. That means 80 million net are added every year. 80 million or 70 million, 75 is a broad, 75 to 80 million net additions to this year, next year, next year, next year. 2020, there are around about 8 million people, 8 billion. So by 2050, there will be almost 2 more billion will be added, 2055 or so. So that means 80 million net additions to the planet Earth through the population pump. So the problem again we faced here today, we do not have Homo sapiens. Most of the humans are energy consumers, resource consumers, in a sense, gigantic humans, resource protocol. This term Homo Colossus was coined by Professor William Catton Jr., who is the author of the most interesting book, Overshoot, on the planet Earth. That means the population has overshot the carrying capacity of the Earth in the ecological perspective. So that is the book Overshoot and Bottleneck of Dr. William Catton Jr. So previous presentations, if you look at them, I talked extensively about, let's say, 2 billion here and 8 billion here, human beings, the planet Earth, hosting 2 billion, 8 billion, carrying capacity surplus. We can say when the planet Earth hosted 1 billion or 2 billion, it has the surplus of carrying capacity, that type of population. With that, pre-industrial lifestyles can go permanently. Carrying capacity has to be permanent. Now we are suffering carrying capacity deficits, that to phantom carrying capacity. I have put a donkey here, donkey collapses completely after you overload the donkey with more and more weights. So here I have put this more dramatically iconographic form. You can see the global population major milestones. You can see here 1818, 1959, 94, 87, 2011 and 23. The global population 1 billion doubling to 2 billion, doubling to 4 billion, doubling to 8 billion. Some of the prominent socio-political economic events happening on the planet Earth. Also, I have jotted here for your convenience. Let's say this is a wilderness, that is a habitat. I have put it like a 3.3 means 10 square kilometers. 10 square kilometers means around about multiplied by 100 means 1,000 hectares of the land. This is 10 and 1,000 hectares of the land. A wilderness supports, let's say, maybe 10, 15 people, hunters and gatherers. You take away most of the plants, convert into farmland. Now it can support 500 people. An average small village in South India, Deccan, Dakshinapatha, South India, Bharat. I just showing the carrying capacity. If you make that into industrial form, land, it may support more than 500, maybe support 2,000 or 3,000 people. So that's the concept of the carrying capacity I discussed elsewhere. And this is the planet Earth, the areas and million hectares, million square kilometers. The land is 150 and water bodies, oceans 360, together 510 or so million square kilometers, among which United States and Canada and China mainland, they almost Western Europe, west of Urals, 10 units, that is 10 million square kilometers. Western, the Europe, west of Urals, Africa is 3 times. And all those things I have explained very intuitively, you can understand. Understanding the areas, population densities, understanding the populations is very, very important to get a very deeper understanding of the contemporary events like water resources war happening on the planet Earth, even like immigration restrictions in so-called developed countries that used to enjoy the carrying capacity, American dream, Australian dream, and so on. All are correlated with very this simple understanding of the ecological load, human load, and carrying capacity, ability of the habitat, land, planet Earth to host the human beings permanently. That's what we discussed the planet Earth, human load, that is the ecological load, and how that ecological load, human load on the planet Earth habitat is related with human prosperity, economic prosperity, living standards. Most of the countries like the Western world, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, have enjoyed for the last couple of decades high living standards. Now, these living standards has to go down because we have depleted the resources on the planet Earth. We are going to live in a different world now. All the economic recessions and all these things are the discussions, job loss, are the symptoms, the root cause. The behind that what is happening is the concept called habitat, human load, ecological load, carrying capacity surplus, carrying capacity deficits, carrying capacity saturation, carrying capacity, phantom carrying capacity, ghost carrying capacity. Phantom carrying capacity supports for certain time but not permanently. All these are correlated. I explored them, explained them very clearly, intuitively. If you take the time and look at my ecological series so far, around about 2025 April or May, I have put them for playlists. You can look at them. In the next presentation, Mitronam, we talk about the general ecosystems on the planet Earth. Humans as members of that ecosystem, humans as a dominant factors of that ecosystem. Ecosystem, human membership, human dominance, we'll discuss and explore that clearly in the next presentation. Thank you very much joining me today. This is your presenter, Dr. J. Reddy, Dr. Joggari Tirupati Reddy at South Asia Maps Education Channel.